YouTube, Lightning 2288 here with another haul video. Basically today's haul, I got about 20 to 23 books, give or take, and some of them are from Frank's, but it was from the last time I was there. I just didn't put them in my last video, so I'm just going to show them now. And a few from eBay, and it was cool because I actually my wife's into, like, antiques, and we go antique hunting, or she usually does, and I kind of got duped into going with her this past weekend, kind of forced. I was kind of throwing a little fit and stuff, and she still got me to go, but thank God she did, because I actually found quite a few decent books, and surprisingly at an actual antique shop, and I was real surprised. Got really good prices, not like major keys, but pretty decent books for some decent prices, so I was real happy, and I'll talk more about it when I get to those books. And one other thing, I would like to, on my last video I mentioned that Frank & Sons, the Silver Ace was starting to get depleted, and if anybody knew of any places in SoCal, and I had a few people hit me up, even PM me, telling me that there's like a little mini convention type comic thing going on in Claremont. So I just want to give everybody a heads up that's in SoCal that there's a place in Claremont in Southern California. It's called the Packing House, I believe. There's actually an ad for it on Craigslist as we speak now. It's August 3rd. It's a Sunday from, I believe, 10 to 5. It's just going to be a whole bunch of dealers there just trying to sell books. So I'm definitely going to go check it out. And like I said, thanks for everybody that hit me up and let me know about it. Really appreciate it. Okay, the first book. This is a book that I did get from Frank & Sons a few weeks ago, I believe. New Teen Titans number 23. And I thought the same thing. I thought it was the first appearance of Blackfire. But I mean, it kind of made it look like it was, but I went on the DC Wikia, and it's actually not her first appearance. Her first appearance was in issue number 4, and this is actually the first appearance of Adrian Chase, who later became the hero Vigilante. So if you didn't know, that's actually that's the significance of this book. It's the first appearance of Adrian Chase, who later became the hero Vigilante. And I guess they pushed him for a little bit because he did actually have his own series. I don't know how long it ran for, but like I said, not that big a deal though. The book only cost me, I believe I got this, it was $2. Near mint condition. Really can't complain. Still happy to have it. First appearances for me, I could care less what it is. As long as it's a first appearance, I'm happy with it. And it's another book I found. This I actually found in the dollar box. And we all know what it is. It's Teen Titans number 21, first appearance of Brother Blood. And I got it solely because I've been watching the Arrow show, and I'm so happy now, guys. I actually finished season 2. Didn't have to wait for it to come out on a DVD because, we have a computer. And like I said before in my past videos, I'm not the most technological sound person. And my wife was able to go on the site, and she found a site where we actually downloaded all the episodes. So now I'm finally caught up, and definitely, I'm telling you, season 2, I thought season 1 was good. I thought season 2 was even better. But like I said, this is the first appearance of Brother Blood. And like I said, guys, I do research on all the books I get. It's the first appearance of Brother Blood, which I hated the guy that played him in the Arrow show, though. That guy was such an arrogant prick. But anyways, first appearance of Brother Blood. First appearance of Mother Mayhem, and first appearance of the Monitor. So if you didn't know, I've had like 3 first appearances in there. I don't know how significant those other characters are, but like I said, 3 first appearances in one. Really can't complain about that. And these next 4 books, I mean, they're kind of out of order. I'll talk about them, but these next 4 books I actually found at the antique shop I was talking to you about, that I went with my wife. And, I mean, they had here's the first one I got. And, Richard Dragon Kung Fu Fighter number 1, Bronze Age number 1 issue. I'm all about the number 1 issues, but real happy to find it for a couple bucks. And, when I found this, I mean, he had a long box of stuff that was not even boarded or, it wasn't even in poly bags or nothing. They were just raw in the box, and, no protection. But this one's actually at least a VF copy, so we're real happy to get it for only a couple bucks. And this is the first appearance of Richard Dragon, first appearance of Ben Turner, who is Bronze Tiger, and the first appearance of their sensei. So real happy to have it, and like I said, for a couple bucks. I'm not for sure how much. I'm pretty sure this book's not that expensive, but still, me with the Bronze Age and Silver Age stuff, real happy to have it, and can't go wrong picking up any #1 issue, especially really cheap. And the one I was really surprised to find there, and it was this, and I've been looking for this for a while. I try to avoid eBay as much as I can. Just try to find. It's just so much funner to find stuff in the wild. But this is actually a Wonder Woman #204. This is the death of I Ching, and the first appearance of Nubia. So a pretty decent sized key, and I've been looking for this for a while, especially way back at the beginning of the year. I was all into the Wonder Woman stuff, and this is one of the books I was missing that I was trying to get back then. Finally found it, and this was only I don't know if I even said the price, $1 or $2. It was at the antique shop as well, and probably give it the grade I would give probably like a very fine. Real nice copy. Super happy to have it. Now these next 2 books I was really happy to find. Really surprised they were there. And they were only I believe it was $1.50 each. So I think I paid like maybe $7 for these 4 books. But this one is super happy to find this one. This is Amazing Spider 194, first appearance of Black Cat. Real happy. I don't know what this book's going for on eBay, but I know it's more than $1.50. And I think, the last time I was at Frank's, I know a couple people did have it on the wall, and it was a $30 book. So for $1.50, I've been wanting it, just really haven't pulled the trigger on it. And the buy now prices are probably a little bit too high, but I haven't really been paying much attention to Spider-Man lately, and I definitely need to get back into it. But I was just real surprised to find this actually at an antique shop. And this next one, not a big fan of the character, but I know it's a pretty popular book. I know like a year ago it was going really pricey. This is one book I was really never on the go for, because I'm just not a fan of the character really. But for $1.50, definitely happy to find it. This is the Nova #1, first appearance of Nova, and I guess, I think it's going. I know a year ago I was seeing prices of this book on eBay going for like upwards of $50 to $60. I haven't looked at it recently, so I don't know. And like I said, I'm not a huge fan, but for $1.50, I'm definitely not on pass up. I know it's pretty significant. I know it's highly sought after right now. And let me get all these books out the way. Let me just put them up here. And these are all I think the next 4 books are from Frankenstein's that I didn't show last week, because I try to keep my books around 21 books a video, so I didn't want to go over that. But this is still trying to complete my Aquaman run, still working on that. This is Aquaman #55. Like I said, I think all these Aquaman books I'm going to show don't have any of those those little insignificant key issues that I like to state. But just the covers alone, man, I think I'm just starting to really think Aquaman Silver Age has some of the best covers out there. That's Aquaman #55, I believe. I think all these Aquamans I spent $3 each on. So really working hard on the Aquaman run. And this is Aquaman #53. Another $3 book, and as you can see, pretty decent shape, especially for being a black cover. I mean, you can see there's like a stress or wear, something like that right there. It's like rubbing right there, but overall I still probably give it like a fine copy, so super happy to have it. Aquaman 52, and I got a story to tell you guys. I know in most of my videos I always have a story to tell. I'll try to run through these books while I'm telling it, but I have a buddy. We've been friends for like 26, 27 years, and he's been dating this girl for a while, and he usually doesn't bring girls around till he feels like they're the one. So this past weekend he actually brought his girlfriend over. We were all having a few drinks, whatnot, and then he used to collect comics when we were younger and kind of got out of it, and he wants to get back into it. So, we went upstairs, and he was checking out my toy collection, and he's like, well, what comics you been buying lately? So I pulled out my books, and I was letting him go through my comics and stuff. And his girlfriend ends up coming upstairs with my wife, and she's like, what are you guys doing? I'm just showing him some of my books and stuff, and she's like, you collect comics? This is his girlfriend speaking. And I'm like, yeah, you know. And I said, and then my buddy, I won't say his name, but 'cause I don't know, he might watch video, he might watch videos. So, anyways, but he was like, yeah, I think thinking about getting back into it. And she's like, no, you're not. I mean, literally, not joking. Literally said, no, you're not getting back into comics. This is Aquaman number 49. Another beautiful cover, and for $3, definitely not gonna pass up on it. I mean, my Aquaman, I think I have a good chance. I know Aquaman 1's gonna be hard. That's gonna be a hard one to get. And I know I'm gonna have to settle for a low grade copy, but I really think I have a good chance of completing the Aquaman like run. So I'm really going hard after it, especially for the price that I'm getting for a lot of these filler issues. But you know, as we were talking, and she was like, "No, you're not gonna get into comics." And I kind of jumped in, and I was like, "Well, why not? What's the big deal?" She said, "Because you guys ain't little kids anymore. That's a big. You guys, comics are just for nerds and geeks." And she was just talking a lot of shit, right? And she was just going on. I think it had something to do with she was drinking a little bit, so she was getting kind of loud. And it wasn't. I don't know if she was trying to be funny or you know what, but I mean, even my boy was getting pissed off, and like she was just kept ragging on us, like, you know, ain't no girl want to be with the guy that collects comic books, you know, and you know that you guys were the type of guys that got picked on in high school, and you know. And what was funny to me, I tried to take the high road, and my wife was actually starting to say shit. My wife was about to get ghetto on her. And I told her just to chill out, you know, just relax, go have another drink, and you know, just let her say what she has to say, because you know I don't want to like step my boundaries. You know, it's my boy, and you know, I mean, I know he likes her and stuff, but she ends up going downstairs, and then I was talking to him, I was like, "What's up?" And he's like, "I don't know, man. I didn't know she was like that." I said, "So what are you gonna do?" I mean, that's a major part. I mean, advice out there, guys, is like, or girls, when you get into a relationship, make sure to tell the people you're getting a relationship that certain things that you're into. So he was pretty upset about it. And we ended up going downstairs, and she just starts going off on it again. That yeah, you guys are just a bunch of geeks, and you're the typical. I mean, she was just talking shit, and this is the funny point. I started getting a little upset. So I said, well, if she's talking shit to me, I even told my boy, I said, I'm gonna start talking shit. And this is how funny it was. I mean, this is how stupid it looked coming from her. She's in her 40s, right? I mean, and me and my boy, we're old, but we're 36. She's quite a bit older than us. And what was funny to me was, here, let me get to the next book. This is, and like I said, guys, start picking up these #1 issues DC has. This is the Spectre #1. I got this pretty cheap. This was actually, I mean, it's a VG copy, maybe VG plus. I mean, you can see there's some chipping right there, but I mean, overall, it's a pretty decent book, decent condition. Yeah, like a VG plus. It was $10, and I just think a lot of these #1 issues, they're gonna eventually start going up. Like I said, especially with the DC universe about to kick off, or the movie universe about to kick off. But the Spectre #1 is a, I don't know. It doesn't have no significance to it, but it's an artist I haven't really like gave a lot of like props to, man. I mean, I think it's an underrated artist, Murphy Anderson. I know he did a lot of the Justice League books, but it's another artist that I really enjoy his artwork, and another one I want to start collecting a lot of his his runs of what he did. But anyways, as she's sitting there talking shit, like I said, she's probably in her, I think, like 43, 44 years old. And we're the biggest geeks. We're losers. She said losers. That's when I got mad. And she's in my damn house telling me I'm a loser, and she still lives at home with their parents. So, and I'm not knocking anybody that lives at home with their parents, but you're 43 years old. You need to get your ass out. But what was funny, talking all this mess about how much of a geek and nerd we are and losers, she's wearing, and I have nothing against the movie, she's wearing a Twilight t-shirt. Vote for, I don't know, Jacob. I don't know what it is. It's a Twilight t-shirt. So I kind of mentioned, I said, well, if I'm a geek and you make fun of me for wearing a Superman shirt or a Spider-Man shirt, you're wearing a damn Twilight shirt. I said, you're 43 years old. That's like a, I believe it's like a, I mean, I don't knock my wife likes the movies, but at the same token, she's not putting me down for comics and then, sitting there rolling around with Twilight t-shirts, if you know what I mean. But she started getting upset, and and then, she was telling me I never, as me collecting comic books, I'm not a grown up, and I don't take things. She was just talking so much shit, and just the funny thing is, she's into Twilight, and doesn't live on her own, and telling me that I'm irresponsible because I collect comic books. I'm like, really? So, I don't know, guys. My boy, that's the first time I ever met her, and I'm just telling you right now, he's going to have his hands full dealing with that. I mean, that was just, it was a bad experience. And as soon as they left, my wife was even saying, I don't ever want her over the house again. I mean, she was she was a fucking asshole. And just talking a lot of mess. But like I said, I guess everybody has their own opinion, but just it's the way you approach and how you express your opinion but she expressed it really wrong. And this next book, this is a showcase number 60. This is the first Silver Age Spectre, which I've been wanting for a long time. It's just the buy now prices I mean, they're not bad. Well, I can't say not bad, because I mean, $50 or above for a comic book, that's a lot of money. And like I said, I tried to get it at the beginning of the year and just wasn't too successful with it. Kind of gave up on it. And actually, the last time I was at Frank's, I did pick this up and got a hell of a deal. This was $25, and it's probably like a fine plus condition book. So real happy to have it. Really nice book to have. And I believe it's another Murphy Anderson cover, which his artwork's just freaking awesome. But it's also not only the first Silver Age Spectre, it's the first appearance of a villain called forgive me if I don't say his name right, Asmodeus. It's one of his main villains. I believe it's this character right here. So yeah. But first Silver Age Spectre and first appearance of one of his more significant villains. So definitely be on the lookout for that. I mean, I know the book ain't cheap, and I don't know but still, I think it's something you could probably, go to like a con or something, maybe even possibly stealth buy it or something, or get a decent price on it. $20-25. I mean, that's still pretty decent, because I know the buy nows, they probably range between $40 to $70, depending on grade. But I think VG buy nows are $40. So, and back to the Batmans. I saw this is another book. I think Merce and I showed a few videos back. Like I said, anything with the Joker on it. This is Batman number 321. Found this. This was $2. And like I said, awesome cover by Jose Lopez. Another underrated artist that don't get a lot of play. But man, he draws some really good covers, man. This is badass. Like I said, anything with the Joker on it, just pick it up. Yeah. And I think this book, any book from like the late bronze or even copper bronze with a Joker on it, they seem to go up in price. Let me scoot these over a little bit. They seem to go in price. This book on eBay, I've seen a couple on auction actually go for around $10 to $15. So like I said, if you happen to find it in the dollar box or something, or if you find it for a few bucks, $5, just go ahead and pick it up. It's worth the pickup. And like I said, anything with the Joker on it, you can't go wrong. We all know what this is, Batman: The Dark Knight. I think number 4. I've never read the series, and I'm kind of kicking myself in the ass for it, especially since I'm such a huge Frank Miller fan. So I got number 1. I've never showed it. I've already had it. I read number 1 when I was younger, but never got the rest of them. So I definitely need to find the other 2 books to this series so I can just go ahead and read them all at once. But super happy to find this. And actually, this book only cost me, I found this for $7. I don't know what the going price of it is on eBay, but like I said, $7. I know. I felt it was pretty decent. I believe they're going for like 10 to 15 an issue. I'm not for sure, but like I said, anything Frank Miller does, I'm on board with it. Let me get these out of the way. And these next like 5 books. Well, these next 3. Let me get this first one out here. And I believe this is another book. And like I said, man, I I really study Mercenaut's videos because I pick up a lot of stuff he shows, man. And well, that's the cool thing about YouTube. You do remember covers. And I remember finding this the last time I was at Frank and Sons, and it was weird because one of the vendors I normally go to, and this is what was I don't understand. They picked up a couple of long boxes from a guy, a collection, and they paid $200 or $300, and you wouldn't believe what was in the box. He had two Batman 232s, the first Silver Age Riddler, the first Silver Age Penguin, two Jimmy Olsen 134s. They had and the only thing is I already had all those books. I ain't gonna spend more money on, but I was just thinking when I was talking to him and I asked him, and I was like, "How much did you pay for the box?" Like $300. And I'm like, guys, if any guys are out there, or any new guys out there wanting to sell books, don't go to a dealer. Try to do your research first, because this guy got ripped off big time. They ended up selling the two Ra's al Ghuls for $300 each, so they already basically doubled their money, or tripled their money. So, like I said, just try to, if you guys have collections to sell, or hell, don't go to dealers. Hell, call me if you're going to sell them at that price. I'll be more than happy to pick them up. But like I said, I found this. This was one of the books that was in the collection they bought. You let me go through it. I don't know how much it's going for, but I know I paid $10 for it, and I believe it's probably like a $50 book. It's the first appearance of the Reaper, but I don't know how significant that character is. Probably not much, but I think it's something to do with of course, the Neil Adams cover. But like I said, for some reason this book is pretty pricey, and I'm just happy to find it at $10. And like I said, I mean, there's a little browning, and there's like a little wear right here, but other than that, it's a real nice copy, and for $10, definitely can't complain. And out of the same box, I got Batman number 200. Let me straighten those up so they don't fall. This is just a milestone issue. Super happy to have it. Like I said, this is another book I got a pretty decent. I would give it like a fine, maybe a fine plus. It's not as wide as it should be, but overall the corners are pretty nice. There's no spine ticks really. It's really a nice copy. So I was super happy to find. I paid $12 for this issue, so super happy to find it. And finally, I'm really working hard on the Batman run or keys as well. So, like I said, Batman 200, I believe it was $12. Super happy to have it. And this next book, really, it took me about 6 months to get. I've been trying to get this book for a while. This is of course, we know what it is. Aquaman 35, first appearance of Black Manta. I would probably give it like a VG plus, maybe more like a fine minus. I mean, there's some wear, but overall it's decent. It presents well, and I wasn't willing. I mean, I know 3 to 4 months ago this book in fine condition was going well over 100. I think it calmed down a little bit, and I finally found one for a decent price and picked it up. And I believe I paid I think it was $25. Super happy to have it. Now it just makes it that much easier for me to complete my Aquaman run. So Aquaman 35, first appearance of Black Manta. Super happy to have it. And like I said before, guys, with Ant-Man being as hot and getting his own movie, and with the Justice League stuff taking off, and then it was funny. I was mentioning Hawkman and Adam in a video, or my last video, or a few videos back, that they're eventually going to be on the show. As soon as I made that video, about a couple days later, I went on a site, and they were talking about the Atom, Ray Palmer being in season 3 of Arrow, and I was like, freaking great. So I went ahead and just picked up a couple of Atom keys that maybe you guys should look out for. And there's some wear on this one. But like I said, I'm just happy to have this. Was an eBay purchase, but it was only I believe it was $8. $8 and $4.50 shipping. So, $12.50, whatever, $13. Still super happy to have. But this is Atom number 2. Or Atom number 2, I'm sorry. Atom number 3. This is the first appearance of Kronos. And just another awesome Silver Age cover by Gil Kane. Gil Kane's another. Man, DC just gets a ton of great artists. But Atom number 3 is the first appearance of Kronos, one of his more significant villains. And we know that the Atom's gonna be in season 3 of Arrow, and my gut feeling is that what I think they're going to do is the Arrow's going to be a jumping off point for other characters to get their own show, and I think that Adam would be able to hold his own show, just like they did with Flash. I just think that Adam's a big enough character where eventually, hopefully, he might get his own show. So just be on the lookout for Adam number 3, first appearance of Kronos. And the one I'm real happy, and this was an eBay purchase as well. This is the Adam number 1. And like I said, it's probably like a VG plus, fine minus, maybe a solid fine. The only thing that's kind of is just some wear right here. If you can see it, it's right there. But I mean, still overall, a freaking awesome cover. I mean, the colors are bright, corners are decent, but I mean, it presents really well. And that's, like I said, that's all I really care about. But the Adam number 1, probably like a VG plus to fine minus, and I paid $35 for it. So, you know, definitely I wanted to jump on it before the prices of these books started skyrocketing, and I definitely need to get Showcase 34, but that book's already taken a pretty, I mean, it was already an expensive book, but since it was announced that he was going to be in season 3 of Arrow, it has taken a little bit of a price, you know, it's gone up a little bit. So definitely be on the lookout for Adam 3, Adam number 1, and if you guys have a chance to get a Showcase 34, definitely jump on that book, because that book's going to be pretty damn pricey. And the last book, which I'm super happy to find, I'm surprised a lot of people haven't been showing these type of keys, really, especially with the Flash show coming out. If you can see that, that's blah blah blah. Flash number 117. This is the first appearance of Captain Boomerang. As you can see, it's a CGC 6.0, which I'm happy. You know, the cost of this book was this was an eBay purchase, and it was $50 free shipping. And this is what's weird. This is what's weird about eBay. The raw VG copies are by now 50 or higher with shipping costs. I kept scrolling down and finding this, you know, it's a fine copy and it's graded, and it was by now 50 free shipping, so I jumped on it. And like I said, guys, definitely start looking at a lot of these. I know a lot of the Flash keys are out of range, you know, Weather Wizard, Captain Cold, Gorilla Grodd, or out of reach for most of us. And so I'm definitely going to be on the lookout for like first Trickster. I believe it's like Flash 113, first Top, Flash 122. So just be on the lookout for those ones, guys. Because, oh, and I actually went on a site. It wasn't even a site. I do video games, so I go on IGN. They actually have a section for like TV and movie news and stuff. And they were talking about Flash, the show. And they were talking about episode 4 is supposed to introduce a lot of Flash villains, and Captain Boomerang's one. So if you guys see this, I think out of the Trickster and the Top, well, no, the Trickster's the most expensive. Then it goes by Captain Boomerang and then the Top. But the Top right now is a $50 book. This book right now in this grade, you're probably gonna look between $70 to $100. So if you can find it cheaper, hell, if you could get a VG copy for a real good price, go ahead and jump on it. And that'll do it for my video, guys. Appreciate all the comments, you know, the subs. I really do appreciate it, and I really hell, I can't even talk right now. Anyways, I want to get to another point before I end my video. I know Chris Holden and Manta123 hit me up on Xbox Live. They sent me a friend request. The only time I could play is like Sundays and Mondays, so if there's anybody out there that want to get schooled at Call of Duty, Halo, whatever, just hit me up. My gamer tag is the same as my YouTube handle. And, you know, and I do charge for lessons. You know, if not money, you can just pay me with comic books. And like I said, huge Xbox. And oh, by the way, this is something my wife got me. That was pretty cool. Little bobblehead Master Chief. Big Halo fan as well, guys. So like I said, anybody out there that plays Xbox Live, Call of Duty, Halo, any kind of shooter, hit me up. And I'll show you guys, I'll give you guys some lessons on it. Alright guys, that'll do it for my video. Appreciate it, and see you soon.